Hey everyone, it's Lexie. So in today's video I'll be sharing with you all the books that I plan on reading in the month of April. March was like a very big transition month, I feel like, for a lot of people right now. So I found that my way of escaping what's going on in the world right now is reading. So I found I was able to get out of my reading slump and I've just been reading like crazy. So I have 5 books here that I would like to read this month. One of them, or 2 of them actually, are for book club, so I obviously probably won't be reading them during the duration of this month, probably spread out for a while, but yeah, I'm really excited about these. So without further ado, let's get started. So this is the Tales and Teacups book club picks for the months of March and April, and I haven't picked it up yet until now, and I started reading it last night. I'm on page 24 and I'm enjoying it so far. You kind of hit the ground running for this one, and it is American Dirt by Jeanine Cummins, and this basically follows a family who like a mother and her son, and their family gets murdered by the cartel, so she tries to flee and cross the border illegally into the States, and this follows their kind of journey. And I think this one will be really interesting, especially kind of the political climate now. I think it kind of helps bring this to the conversation, so I think this one will be really interesting. I've heard great things about it, but I also have heard very polarizing things as well in terms of the controversy surrounding this book, so I'll be interested to see once I finish this how I feel about that. But like I said, right now I don't really know much about it because I've already read 25 pages. So if you still want to kind of read with us, I have all the information linked down below in terms of the book club and all that, so you are free to join us. And I think you have until April 25th if you want to get all your discussion posts in on Goodreads, so yes. So this is a book that I've read before, but me and my friend are buddy reading this for our book club, and it is Vow of Thieves by Pearson. This is the second book in the Dance of Thieves duology, which is essentially the spin-off series to the Remnant Chronicles, and I can't really explain too much about the plot of this one, but essentially it takes place 6 years after the Remnant Chronicles, dealing with some of the aftermath that wasn't necessarily tied up at the end. And so yeah, I'm excited to read this. I remembered the first one a lot better, so this one I don't remember as much, so I'm really excited to kind of read this with her. My book club that we do is because she lives kind of on the other side of the country, so we've been doing this kind of virtually, so it kind of works out now, especially now because I feel like that's like been my only communication with the outside world on a consistent basis outside of like the school that I've done virtually. So I've always been looking forward to this, and I really love this duology, so I'm happy to dive back into this one and be back in this world and enjoy all these characters. So I'm not going to go into too much detail about this one, but because this one's been on my TBR since January, and I know this month for sure I will get into it because I am out of that reading slump, and it is Lost Roses by Martha Hall Kelly, and this is essentially the prequel to Lilac Girls, and it follows Caroline's mom over the course of World War I. So it follows Caroline's mom. We follow 3 equally indomitable women from St. Petersburg to Paris under the shadow of World War I. So I'm really interested to pick this up, and I'm really excited. I loved Lilac Girls. It was a rediscover for me because I read it when it first came out, forgot about it, read it in a book club with my aunt, fell in love with it. So I'm really excited to be in this world again with some of the characters that we do know, so I'm excited about that. And there's just something really special about Martha Hall Kelly's writing style that completely draws you in, and you're just so absorbed in this world, so I'm really excited to lose myself in this one. So this is one that I've heard really great things about, and I'm really excited to pick it up, and a few of you have said that you've read this and you've really enjoyed it as well, so I feel like this one will be a good like psychological thriller, so I'm really excited for this one. And it is The Silent Patient by Michaelides. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, but basically it follows this woman who's in a very kind of quote-unquote perfect relationship until she ends up murdering her husband, and she's kind of refusing to talk to people like the police about it until she's kind of put with a psychologist who's gonna like help her try to figure out the story, and I guess it kind of deals with that. So I've heard really great things about this. It's also fairly short too, like it's just over 300 pages, so you could read this pretty quickly, and the font's quite big as well, so I'm really excited about this one. Like I said, a few of you have said you've read this and really enjoyed it, so I'm really excited to pick this one up as well. And lastly, this is the book that me and my aunt will be reading for our book club. I'm in so many book clubs now, it's just hard to keep track, but basically we read, like she read Beartown a while ago, and I read it recently, and I think it was the Tales and Teacups book club like for January and February. So but I read it recently, and this is the sequel to it, and it's Us Against You. I can't really talk about the plot of this one because it ties in with Beartown and what kind of happened there, so I'm not going to spoil it to you, but basically it takes place in this small town, I think in Switzerland, and they're kind of very poor town, but they have a really good hockey team, and they're hoping that if they win the finals that they'll kind of put the town back on the map again, and people will want to come to this town to play hockey until the junior players have a party after their semi-final match, and one girl gets raped, and it kind of goes off from there, and it deals with rape culture and victim shaming and all that, and it kind of like made me mad, the first one, just how it dealt with that, because it's so realistic of what goes on now. So this one kind of deals with the aftermath of it, and so I'm very curious to see how this plays out, because they do tell you what happens to these characters in the future. Like, you get like little snippets of it, so I'm curious to see how that all ties in with this. I'm really excited. I think like we read in like 50-page increments, so, and I think this one is one I find with like the stop and go of book clubs, it takes away from my reading experience, so I think I'll kind of read ahead on this one. Don't tell her, but yeah, I think I will kind of read ahead on this one just to get like the flow of it going, but I don't know if I'll get to it this month because we still haven't officially finished The Things We Cannot Say, so even though I finished it, but she hasn't finished it, so we'll see how that goes and plays out, but probably getting to this later in the month. We'll see, but yeah, I'm excited nevertheless. So that's it, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know in the comments below what books you'll be reading this month, and if you've read any of the books that I talked about, let me know. I'm curious to see what you guys think. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you guys next time. Bye, guys.